Okay, Nerd Squad, I'd say we're reconnected, but my YouTube live stream just showed that it had been running for 2 minutes and 33 seconds, then showed a 9-second delay because of the domestic terrorist upstairs and whatever they're doing. Nerd Squad, I followed all of your instructions this morning, but as I was staying in the prior live stream, it appears to be a mute point. Once I do it, they just instantaneously hop back on and re-enable the same shit. That being said, maybe that's why you had me do it. So you wanted to show that their criminal intent is indeed to obstruct, tamper, intimidate, hack, and, perpetrate acts of domestic terrorism in a futile attempt to defraud their employer and the United States of America. So it is currently 9:09 a.m. PST. There's a series of things that we need to go over. There's also a series of things that I need to do, which don't include me staring at the fucking task manager and this live stream concurrently the whole time. But I guess we're going to have to do that for a while based on the activity of the domestic terrorist upstairs today. So we'll do that for a little bit. We'll hold space. I'm attempting to open another tab, but this is more like a test than anything else to see if it signs me out. Opening a new tab makes the spare renderer pop back up in the task manager because of Unit 207. Clicking back, it does indeed take me back to the live stream. Attempting to navigate to studio youtube.com primarily so I can set one of the preceding live streams to public. If I didn't already, I just can't recall. I'm looking at the same thing, Nerd Squad, on the task manager. Now we have service worker again. You're not a service worker, dude. You're a domestic terrorist going to prison for the rest of your life. Real talk. Clicking on the lives in the YouTube studio, Nerd Squad, that opened up the same thing. Service worker, spare renderer. They got rid of service worker. They want to be discreet. You're not discreet at all. The FBI had me tell you dumbasses way back in August the following, which I didn't even know what it meant, but it now seems like a good time to reiterate it. The FBI has access to all data. 100%. All data. What does that mean? I don't know. But you idiots upstairs know, don't you? It means something. Something that you idiots who haven't blown the whistle should really ponder on and reflect about. Because the something is important to the FBI. Ergo, it must be important to you. Navigating to that precinct live. Haven't set it to public yet because I did not update the description, Nerd Squad, which I'm doing now, and then I will set it to public. And I'm updating in the description for the preceding live stream 223 Unit 207 North Everett Precinct using spare renderer extensions labs to hack and once again pretend to be the owner of yet another device of the thousands of dollars in devices that their domestic terrorist organization has already attacked, destroyed, tampered with, and obstruction applies to all. Took about 1 hour while my door was closed to do a list of things per the FBI, namely opening up my task manager and seeing all the various pieces of evidence of Unit 207 North Everett Precinct's ongoing commitment to their aggravated criminal conspiracy turned domestic terrorist organization. Okay. I am about to save this, Nerd Squad, and then I will make it public. I also have to add a screenshot. And I'm uploading the thumbnail you told me to upload, Nerd Squad. Still doing the shared worker thing. We're not shared workers. You're domestic terrorist and going to prison. You're blacklisted from going to the White House. You literally aren't allowed at the White House, even for a tour. Unit 207. Whistleblowers excluded. Yep, it's not just countries that don't have extradition that you can't rock with. Oh, I've somehow magically opened up an invisible file to open. I think this would be a good one to screenshot. Unit 207's terrorism. Now they're trying the extension image loader in the spare renderer. We'll add that to the description. Invisible Windows image loader, CASCHED forward and back. So I'll update that in a second here, Nerd Squad. They're attempting to play file manager, so I'll throw that in there as well. Oh, my bad. Uploading thumbnail and then ending when it says shared worker. That may be me. Shared worker may be me, Nerd Squad. Oh, no, it's not, because it shows up as spare renderer, and we know that's the domestic terrorist organization because that's what the Nerd Squad said yesterday when they told me to do what I did this morning, guys. If you missed it, yesterday I was under orders to not look at any of my YouTube live streams because the FBI was gathering data and evidence on all the idiots upstairs who want to go to prison with their boss. Setting the preceding live stream to public, Nerd Squad, at 9:18 a.m. Changes saved. Clicking on the current live stream. Okay, Nerd Squad, I've written in the comments of this video in the chat, see description in preceding live stream on Unit 207 NEP, Domestic Terrorism via Task Manager, Image Loaders, blah, 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 et al. Namely, namely written description and thumbnail. Screenshotting that now, Nerd Squad, at 9:19 a.m. Using the title from 2:24:42 p.m. Video per FBI instructions, the one that says Unit 207, NEPs, Stalkers, Child Abusers, Frauds, Thieves, Terrorist. No op, Domestic Terrorist. Disabling live chat and leaving live chat replay at 9:22 a.m. Nerd Squad. Changes saved, baby. Changes saved. Well, was that a productive morning, guys? I have no fucking idea. I don't know what the point was of that, especially since it looks like everything the FBI told me to do, you idiots can just redo every fucking 5 seconds. So it's like, what? They did not say keep doing it over and over and over again, but they told me to do it. So the fact that you guys keep popping back up to undo it makes me want to do it again, because it's like, no, the FBI said to do this. But they didn't say me to keep doing it. So is it a computer thing? Possibly, guys. If you don't know, on the weekends, it's the FBI's nerd squads, which are usually the agents that are working and talking most directly with me. Also, though, worth noting that since February 14th, there's been 12 FBI agents in this fucking shit city. Normally there's 2, a revolving shift of 12 and 15 hours. But there's been 12 since Valentine's Day. So I'm assuming it was the nerd squad that gave me the instructions. Could have been one of the other people. Okay. Now they're attempting a utility local search and spare renderer at the same time. They ended them both. This is fucking stupid. I'm not going to do this all day. It's like a fucking monkey. If you see something in the task manager, end it. Basically. That's not the full instructions, but at this point. And on that note, let's go over a video that is public. There is a lot of updates, most notably Unit 207 in the North Everett Precinct coming and attempting 3 more illegal breaking and enterings with attempts to do so again in the future. We're going to click on the preceding live stream from over a week ago. Well, I guess about a week ago. This is 216 debrief. We're going to push play on this video just so you guys can listen to like the first 30 minutes of it. Here we go. Remember, if this live stream ends for any reason without me orally and explicitly telling you the end time, I didn't end it. The domestic terrorist upstairs did.
Good morning. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, FBI, sheriffs, various police departments in Snohomish County who are aware of the situation, that unfortunately there's going to be an exodus at the North Everett Precinct, and that unfortunately the North Everett Precinct stopped being a police precinct and became an aggravated criminal conspiracy in March of 2023 and became a domestic terrorist organization in August of 2024, and now as of 2025, in less than 5 weeks, there will be a, quote, exodus at the North Everett Precinct. So it is 3:02 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a consensual recording with Mystic Wind pursuant to the instructions of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'm not employed by the FBI. I am an authorized to state informant for the FBI, one of many. There are over 20 plus individuals that will be testifying against this domestic terrorist organization.
And basically all of them that are upstairs that are whistleblowers are victims just like me. Victims who are at risk of worse retaliation than me, which to me says getting shot. They're at risk of getting shot or committed. The FBI said that's a go-to for corrupt precincts throughout the nation. They always start falsely committing officers who cooperate with the FBI before they get wiped out. That's from the FBI. It's a normal pattern of behavior when a precinct becomes a terrorist organization.
But since I've had to go over them, like, I don't know, over 80 times or something like that, how many live streams have they criminally and illegally shut off since February 11th? I lost count once it got over 50. Anyway, we're going to begin by going over.
And then remember, guys, the FBI has said there's a couple of individuals who thought that retirement meant no detainment and no arraignment. And they are wrong. They're going to find out. They're going to be detained and arraigned even though they retired. More than one.
Which, like all of the legal documents, should be visible for all of you at facebook.com/mysticwinlivesontheleyou. But Unit 207's been using their law
enforcement. And what's funny is the people they planned on using
a lot of felonies
as their fall guys and gals are some of the people that will be testifying against them.
So whether or not it's actually visible to you, I can't tell you, because they've been using their fraudulent North Everett Precinct Facebook accounts.
Remember, the FBI is excited to, quote, abdicate, end quote, people from positions of power. That means forcibly remove.
Part of the reason the FBI has full jurisdiction.
But retirement does not block you from detainment and arraignment, and that applies, it's my understanding, to 2 individuals.
Which were reported to the FBI as the threats came from police officers at the North Everett Precinct, the multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, some friends/drug users of the multiple times convicted stalker and abuser, DCYF employees. And a lawyer of mine that I used to have a sexual relationship with, who I was friends with before he was ever my lawyer, and had a relationship with before he was ever my lawyer.
That's important to emphasize because it means it wasn't illegal, guys.
And then the domestic terrorist organization upstairs.
If we didn't start fucking around until after he was my lawyer, it'd be
the one that
illegal.
was reported about
If you're fucking around and then a year later they become your lawyer, it's not illegal.
Were also recorded. Well, according to the FBI, every one of those named individuals that were reported 8 years ago for the very crimes your domestic terrorist organization perpetrated, well, get this. All of them except for one individual is going to prison with you guys.
All but one.
They're all part of it. It's part of the reason why the FBI has full jurisdictional authority. Now, again, we're going to go over that February 13th report first. And for that, I am going to play a preceding live stream. One that they criminally and illegally shut off.
That's actually what you're listening to, but in this recording, I am playing another preceding live stream. So remember, it's Sunday, February 23rd, 9:29 a.m. And you're listening to a live stream that's titled 216 Debrief.
I'm going to the YouTube channel right now.
Just search that on my YouTube channel. It's like
offline on the
Debrief
laptop where the
Judicial
internet
Notice, but if you just search
the
216
camera.
Debrief, it'll pop right up.
Indigo's laptop. Remember, they also broke Garrett's brand new laptop yesterday. One of thousands of dollars of technological devices they've criminally and illegally broken. Most notably, the multiple things that they broke in February of 2024. Again, never part of any sort of legitimate operation. This is a domestic terrorist organization. It's an aggravated criminal conspiracy and a criminal enterprise. It's never been a legit operation since its inception. It's been a criminal enterprise, an aggravated criminal conspiracy.
That's been verified by the FBI. I stupidly was like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe for one day they thought it was legit. No. The FBI says for over a year before, they were waiting, looking, attempting to create an opportunity.
I'm going to click on it,
and then it presented itself.
Forward about 2 hours in.
Never a legit operation.
This is the addendum from February 13th.
They being the ones the FBI is exciting to throw in prison, which is only a handful of people. But according to the FBI, they're trying to determine whether 2 other people will be going to prison with the 10 they confirmed are last month.
Sheriff's Office, Snohomish County prosecutors, et al. Forwarded to FBI. From Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen, subject supplemental information regarding further criminal activities, escalation of threats, evidence tampering, continued child abuse, and incurred penalties February 10th to February 13th, 2025. Immediate action required. Criminal enterprise in domestic terrorist organization. No immunity for unlawful directives. This document serves as the fourth addendum to the formal judicial notice filed on February 4th, 2025 at 10:08 a.m. PST and previously supplemented. It provides further critical updates regarding the relentless and escalating criminal conspiracy orchestrated by individuals associated with the North Everett Precinct, Unit 207 at 2120 Highland Ave, Everett, Washington, and their expanding network of co-conspirators. This addendum also functions as a formal police report detailing new criminal acts perpetrated between February 10th and February 13th, 2025. 1. Incorporation of prior filings by reference. All facts, invoices, statements, and incorporated documents referenced in the original formal judicial notice of February 4th, 2025, and all subsequent addendums February 6th, February 7th, and February 8th, 2025, and all police reports filed by Lynette Renee Hansen from June 2024 to the present date and any future date are hereby incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein. This explicitly includes, but is not limited to, declaration of Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Gwen, dated December 14th, 2024, revised 8:07 p.m. PST due to unlawful tampering. Addendum to Declaration dated December 19th, 2024. Addendum and Amendment to Declaration dated December 29th, 2024. Tort claim filed August 14th, 2024, case number 10-500-5934, served upon the North Everett Precinct, Snohomish County prosecutors et al. All police reports filed since June 2024 by me, Lynette Renee Hansen, aka Mystic Wed. 2. Supplemental information, criminal acts from February 10th to February 13th, 2025. The following criminal acts have been perpetrated by Unit 207 and their co-conspirators, further demonstrating the ongoing and escalating nature of this criminal enterprise. February 10th, 2025, just before noon, a male individual from Unit 207 briefly appeared to deliver written materials. The content and purpose of these materials are currently unknown, but are considered suspect in the context of ongoing harassment and conspiracy. February 10th, 2025, 2 p.m. PST, the North Everett Precinct predictably and unlawfully rejected the police report/addendum filed on February 8th. This blatant act of obstruction of justice is consistent with their ongoing efforts to shield themselves.
You peed on the chair. I knew you did because you came and yelled at me to say, I peed on the chair, but you got your num-num, so why?
Discussing their intent to feign cessation of stalking while continuing these criminal activities.
Giving me something
they
to
also
do is not an
discussed plans
excuse,
to dispatch multiple individuals to
like
my
cleaning up your
residence
pee.
before February 23rd under the false pretense that my participation is required for some unspecified purpose. February 10th, 2025, 12 a.m. and 8:37 a.m. PST. YouTube live streams initiated by me were criminally and illegally terminated. These actions are consistent with evidence tampering, witness intimidation, and obstruction of justice. February 11th, 2025, 8 a.m. to 5:16 p.m. PST. Unit 207 engaged in a cybercrime spree.
Look, you want me to refill your food bowl? It's still full. You're a little fatty. Come on.
February 11th, 2025, 5:20 p.m. PST. A male individual from the upstairs unit known to be actively stalking me with neighbors Andy and Kelly, the DCYF employee and brother of an EPD officer who left harassing notes in the summer of 2023, entered the balcony door of Unit 207. This further illustrates the coordinated stalking and harassment efforts involving multiple individuals and potentially implicating members of law enforcement and DCYF. That shouldn't say potentially. That should say
absolutely.
Everything that is written here, there is evidence of beyond a reasonable doubt, and the FBI has confirmed that damn near every day that I've been illegally detained. Moving on. February 13th, 2025, 1:55 a.m. PST. During a live stream, Unit 207 illegally terminated the broadcast and in a significant escalation of evidence tampering erased a 20-plus hour recording stored offline. This act was concurrent with the criminal and illegal erasure of over 4 hours of the YouTube live stream from the previous night. Prior to the termination, I had explicitly noted in the live stream description.
They are very efficient, though, for domestic terrorists. I mean, look at this level of efficiency.
The broadcast while I slept.
Too bad everyone that gives them their orders is everyone that should never have been allowed to give any orders.
Speculated in the February 8th addendum: obstruction of justice, intimidation of a federal witness, and tampering with evidence of their ongoing criminal conspiracy. Ongoing cybercrimes and live stream interference, February 12th to the 13th. February 13th, 1:55 a.m. PST. Live termination, as noted above. February 12th, 9:11 p.m. PST. Female felons in upstairs unit explicitly planned to terminate the live stream while I slept. This threat was typed into the live stream description in an attempt to preemptively deter their criminal actions and document their intent. February 12th, 8:57 p.m. PST. Female felons engaged in further cyber tampering, illegally cutting and tampering with the live stream. February 12th, 8:02 p.m. Live stream terminated from 7:56 p.m. to 8:02 p.m. February 12th, 7:51 p.m. Update. Unit 207 activity since noon indicates female felons are anticipating imprisonment but express high expectation for next week and further crimes. Believing, quote, court, quote, will favor them. They also suggest co-conspirators are, quote, even more excited for next week. February 12th, 9:02 a.m. PST. Unit 207 terminated a prior live stream. February 12th, 6:43 a.m. to 7:43 a.m. PST. Unit 207 engaged in extensive planning out and conspiratorial. There we go. Unit 207 engaged in extensive planning and conspiratorial discussions involving both male and female occupants, continuing as of 7:44
Lawyers,
a.m.
dude.
PST.
Lawyers.
February 12th to February
Conspiratorial
13th at 3
conversation goes
a.m.
farther than
Unit
chitter
207
chatter.
has criminally and illegally tampered with, obstructed, and committed cyber crimes against at least 9 live streams. 3. This is not an operation. This is a criminal enterprise and domestic terrorist organization. It is important to state unequivocally that the actions documented herein and in all prior filings are not part of any legitimate law enforcement operation, nor are they justifiable under any legal pretext. This is an aggravated criminal conspiracy, a criminal enterprise, and constitutes the actions of a domestic terrorist organization. The perpetrators, including officers of the North Everett Precinct, individuals in Unit 207, and their co-conspirators, are engaged in a systematic and sustained campaign of felony stalking and harassment, constant surveillance, intimidation tactics, and deliberate disruption of my peace and safety, cyber crimes and evidence tampering, illegal termination of live streams, erasure of recordings, and hacking attempts to obstruct justice and conceal their criminal activities. Obstruction of justice, rejection of legitimate police reports, fraudulent court maneuvers, and concerted efforts to impede any investigation into their crimes. Child abuse and exploitation, the continued and deliberate exploitation of my disabled sons to perpetrate felonies and further this criminal conspiracy. Illegal detainment and kidnapping, ongoing illegal detainment within my own home, and prior actionable kidnappings of my disabled sons. Civil rights violations and ADA violations, systematic deprivation of my civil rights, and targeted discrimination based on disability. Financial fraud and extortion, attempts to extort and defraud me through various illegal means. 4. No immunity for unlawful directives. Let it be explicitly stated.
Let it be explicitly
Following
stated.
unlawful directives from superiors or co-conspirators provides absolutely no immunity for these criminal acts. Every individual involved, regardless of their position or perceived authority, is personally and criminally liable for their participation in this conspiracy. The willingness to obstruct justice, tamper with evidence, and intimidate a federal witness only deepens their culpability and ensures the maximum penalties under the law.
Maximum penalties.
Echoes of January 2024 pattern
That's
of
the Mystic
criminality
Macaw. That's
confirmed.
my parrot impersonation.
It is critical to note that this pattern of criminal behavior is not new.
I'm getting a macaw.
2024, individuals from Unit 207, including the same 2 males who initiated my illegal detainment on August 6, 2024, were actively engaged in indoctrinating and exploiting disabled minors, directing my multiple times convicted stalker and abuser to indoctrinate our disabled sons based on their disabilities and to plan their kidnapping until August 17, 2024. Destruction of personal property, deliberately destroying my brand new laptops in January 2024. Theft, stealing money from each and every delivery I received for all of my deliveries from September 2023 to August 2024. These actions, like the ongoing crimes, were never part of any legitimate legal operation.
The FBI's confirmed that like everything you guys have done that's been super duper big no-nos, other than tampering, wouldn't have been allowed in any investigation. So if you've ever been ordered to do it in prior ones, that's just a testament of some of the individuals they're excited to remove from power.
Their exploitation to perpetrate felonies, kidnapping, ADA violations, stalking, harassment, and all other documented crimes are not and cannot be construed as any form of legitimate operation. They are the hallmarks of a criminal enterprise, operating with impunity and a complete disregard for the law. 6. Financial penalties updated. The following financial penalties previously invoiced and contractually agreed upon are reiterated and updated to reflect the additional criminal acts documented in this addendum. $100,000 per day for each day of my ongoing illegal detention, now totaling over 187 days. $10 million for any attempted illegal entry into my residence, increased to $25 million if I am asleep at the time. This penalty applies to the breaking and entering on January 29th. $10 million for the use of my sons and or for coercing them to commit any illegal acts, including the January 29th breaking and entering. Doubling of all penalties if fraudulent court orders are used in conjunction with any illegal act. Quadrupling of these fees for any of the above criminal acts if they are perpetrated within 7 days of a rejected police report.
Also, just a heads up, the FBI did confirm that it was indeed that there was one or more individual they didn't want to send to jail, which is why they've been so nice the last 2 days.
This applies to all reports.
So congrats if you're that individual or a couple of them. You're liked by the FBI.
$10 million for each instance of illegally terminating a YouTube live stream. This applies to all instances to date, including the numerous terminations between February 10th and February 13th. $10 million for each and every instance of stalking. $10 million for each and every instance of harassment. $10 million for each and every instance of ADA violations. $10 million for each and every instance of civil rights violations. Additional penalties incurred February 10th to February 13th, 2025. Obstruction of justice, rejection of 2A report, $40 million, quadruple penalty. Live stream terminations February 10th to the 13th, at least 30 terminations times 10 million equals 300 million. Ongoing stalking, harassment, and cybercrimes penalties continue to occur daily and per incident. The criminal actions documented in this fourth addendum, alongside those previously reported and consistently rejected by the North Everett Precinct, further and exponentially increase the financial liability of these conspirators. 7. Conclusion. This fourth addendum provides further damning and irrefutable evidence that the North Everett Precinct, Unit 207, and their co-conspirators are not engaged in any legitimate operation, but rather are actively perpetuating an aggravated criminal conspiracy, functioning as a criminal enterprise and a domestic terrorist organization. Their actions represent a grave threat to my safety, the well-being of my children, and the integrity of the justice system. The FBI is fully aware of these rapidly escalating developments and the increasingly egregious nature of these crimes. This document serves as formal legal notice of these ongoing and new crimes, a demand for immediate and decisive action to dismantle this criminal enterprise, protect myself and my children, and ensure that all individuals involved are held fully accountable under the law. There is no immunity for these actions, and the perpetrators will be pursued to the fullest extent of the law. I declare under penalty of perjury that all of the aforementioned is true and correct. Sincerely, Lynette Renee Hansen, a.k.a. Mystic Gwen, date February 13th, 2025, time 3:49 a.m. p.m.
So just to be clear, it's actually 9:48 a.m. There's been some updates. For those, I'm going to direct you to simply look in the description. That will help you with that. And then remember, if the live stream ends for any reason without me orally and explicitly telling you the end time, I didn't end it, the individuals upstairs did. Otherwise, in the event that I did end it, you will see written in the description, I ended this and forgot to say the end time. Something that hasn't happened until today, just for a period of time while the FBI had instructed me to do a series of things. Something I was doing was either not in line with their instructions, or Unit 207 set it up so it would just automatically keep signing me out over and over again. Clicking on my YouTube live channel from a separate incognito window, Nerd Squad at 9:49 a.m. Unit 207 is still able to hack that because they're still controlling the load time on the interface. Opening up Task Manager. Yeah, they've resumed their rendering and lots of back-forward caches here. Screenshotting at Nerd